Hello everyone, it's Chris Hitchell here and welcome to my trailer review for the Bumblebee movie, the new Transformers spin-off focusing on Bumblebee, of course. And this is a trailer review, not a reaction, just because from where I live in California. So the trailer ended up dropping, it was like right at 12 a.m. It was really unexpected when it popped up. And so I was up and I'm all like, yeah, why not? I'm gonna watch it. And I was too lazy to sort of set up a whole reaction and do sort of a live reaction stuff like that. But coming back with my thoughts on the trailer, and just to set things up for, it's been a really dark time for the people who are fans of the Transformers movies, like I am, someone who's a supporter of the franchise. I mean, after the failure that was that was Transformers the Last Night, critically and commercially, it was just not good. And then within the last few months, we've heard news about them sort of canceling the cinematic universe. And recently, Transformers 7, aka the sequel to The Last Night, was pulled off Paramount's schedule, and everything has just been like, oh man, what the hell's happening to this universe? But we've still had the Bumblebee movie to look forward to because that film was obviously done filming before all these announcements came out. And here we are with the trailer that came out, the prequel to the movies set in the 80s. And this has sort of been the last sort of gasp for this Transformers universe to see if things can really sort of turn around. And after watching the trailer, I just got so excited in just such a great way, man, because this trailer is exactly what the Transformers universe needed. Just because this trailer, it just feels really different from the previous 5 movies. And the previous 5 movies, like I said, I am a fan of the series. Guilty pleasures for sure, but still it's something that I do like, even though there's no shortage of flaws in these movies. But what this series needed, what this Bumblebee movie had to be something really different. And this trailer, it feels really different from the previous Transformers movies. Obviously, because there's no more Michael Bay, we got Travis Knight. And this trailer, it focused a whole lot on sort of heart and emotion. You get that connection between Haley Steinfeld's character and Bumblebee. I mean, that initial scene that they have together in the garage is just like, whoa, I'm really feeling something here. In sort of a weird, sort of emotional, creepy, maybe human robot sort of kind of way, but still in a good way. You feel that heart. And this movie is taking inspiration from the Iron Giant, and you really feel that in this trailer, just between the connection between Bumblebee and his new human companion, Charlie, played by Haley Steinfeld. And obviously, we saw something like that with the first Transformers movie, the relationship between Sam Witwicky and Bumblebee. But it feels like this movie is going to take it to a whole nother level when it comes to sort of the storytelling, the heart, and the character development. And that's something that's desperately needed because these movies have been sort of in that department, even though, you know, it's not like the movies were mainly focused on the action and the spectacle. If you can get some character development and heart, that's something that's really going to turn things around. So that was great to see in this trailer. And let's talk about Bumblebee himself. Bumblebee, his design has changed. Obviously, his vehicle mode, he's a VW Bug. And it's noticed to be his robot mode's changed a whole lot just because his face, it's still the Bumblebee that we know, the whole like radio mouth, the cute little eyes and whatnot. By the way, he just looks so cute in this trailer. The scene where he's sad in the garage and hiding is just so great. But his aesthetic, it's simpler. It's more covered up. There's not as many parts. He's noticeably smaller. Maybe that has something to do with the whole budget being cut down. They didn't want to make him as big, but he still looks good. It's fine. What else? His battle mask, which we see towards the end of the trailer, it's different now. It's very, bee influenced, if you know what I mean. It looks like an actual Bumblebee. It looks cool. Yep. We also saw that apparently it's going to be another vehicle mode towards the end of the trailer. We see him as a Jeep. Who knows how that's going to figure into things, but him as a Jeep, that's a little weird, but to be honest, I'm not crazy about it. But whatever. It's still Bumblebee. He looks good. I was afraid that because of the whole budget thing, a smaller budget, that he was gonna look maybe like not like himself or too different. But his design captures the Bumblebee that I love from those first 5 movies. I know not everyone loved the whole mute thing, but when you see it in this trailer, you really see that if done right, you can get a real good emotional attachment to a character who cannot speak and he's got to express himself through his face, his eyes, and whatnot. And it just works really well in this trailer. Something that may have worked a little too well is sort of the connection that Charlie had with Bumblebee. Because there's a couple scenes where it's like, oh my goodness, this is like a weird sort of human robot romance thing going on. The scene in the garage where he's touching his face. Bumblebee seemed really turned on by that. It was just like, whoa, okay then. And then the big scene is the scene where she dives in the water after him. Now, who knows what he's doing in the water anyway? But the whole scene between him and her in the water, just a short glimpse you get, you can't help but think of The Shape of Water because it's filmed and it looks almost exactly like that. So I'm really hoping that this relationship isn't a little too disturbing between these two. I mean, this is a kid's movie after all. But if it's really about friendship and all that, then that's good. And it still had the heart, and it still felt good, even though you couldn't help but get those feelings and those weird feelings, I should say. And yeah, Steinfeld, she looks great as Charlie. The other main human in this movie is John Cena. He's playing a Sector 7 agent, or those guys we saw in the first Transformers movie. So that's good how it's sort of tying back into that right there. And he just had we just saw a small glimpse of him. But he's probably going to be the main human antagonist. He may end up being sort of a helpful guy later on. But yeah, it's cool that Sector 7's back. But this trailer, besides Bumblebee and just sort of showing off sort of the cool new direction things are going on, we got another Transformer in this movie, or at least in this trailer that we saw. And that Transformer, we can't confirm who it is. We just see him. It's a jet coming by. And most likely, y'all know who it is. It's probably Starscream. Starscream obviously was in the first three Transformers movies, and he's coming back in this one. Maybe though, because it's not the thing that why we can't say for sure it's Starscream is that it looks different from the Starscream we saw in the first three movies. Now that doesn't mean it's not Starscream, of course, because obviously designs change and whatnot. This design, it's much more this design in this Bumblebee movie for Starscream, if it is him, which it probably is. It harkens much more back to his original G1 design because of the color scheme, obviously, the black head, sort of the red sort of paint on the torso. We see some blue sprinkled here and there on the jet. So yeah, it definitely does look like G1 Starscream, Bayified, of course, for this movie universe. And also the head design, it's got some elements like the sort of way the sides are designed, sort of these weird like panels that are there. So yeah, it's probably Starscream, even though it does not look like the Starscream from the first three movies, which, if I'm trying to sort of connect things, I probably would have made him look a little bit more like the Starscream from the first three movies, just because I really did love Starscream in the Transformers movies. I loved his design, his voice, his action scenes. He was just really cool, and I know a lot of people weren't crazy about the design. I thought it fit his character pretty well, even though like a lot of people weren't crazy about the face and the bird legs. I sort of dug it. For this design, as long as he's got the right voice, the voice from the first three movies, I'll be cool with it. And we'll see if he's got sort of his the chicken legs going in this design also. But yeah, I love seeing Starscream in this. To me, it would have been such a big missed opportunity not to have him in this. We'll see how many other characters from the first three movies or the previous Transformers movies are going to be in this. So far on account, we just have Bumblebee, Starscream, and Optimus is going to be in this. We don't know to what capacity, if it's just going to be his voice or whatnot. We don't know. And there's a few other vehicles that we've seen throughout filming, but we don't know confirmed who they are. It might be Barricade, someone else, but whatnot. But overall for this, that's just speculation. But overall for this trailer, I really enjoyed it, mainly because this movie, it sold itself on something different compared to those first five movies, which is what the series needed. It needed to show something different, focused on heart, emotion. Like I said, watching this, I got an emotional reaction from it just because I'm all like, wow, it's like you feel that warmth, that connection. And that's great as well. It's really delivering on Bumblebee's character, showing him at his best, because I absolutely love Bumblebee in these movies. And yeah, to me, I know people get suckered into these movies a lot in terms of the trailers, but I smell a real winner here, mainly because how it looks and because it's not Michael Bay coming back. We got someone new, Travis Knight, and his spin is definitely on this trailer. So, yeah, overall, the last thing I'll point out is that I do think that Transformers 7, the sequel to The Last Night, has been pulled off Paramount's schedule. I think more so the franchise is in limbo. Mainly, they want to see and wait how this film does. And if this film ends up being a critical and commercial hit, then I think this movie universe, there is the chance that we will see this current universe continue on. Just because, yeah, this looks really good, and you can tell by the fan response online and just people that were sort of tired of the Transformers movies, the current direction in general. That's it's sort of turning them around also in terms of just how the movie looks. We got to wait till how it comes out, but as for now, this was a really good first trailer. And yeah, that's my thoughts on the Bumblebee trailer. Hope y'all enjoyed this trailer review, and I will see y'all around with another video.